Hey, brownies. Now, everybody's entitled to have an opinion, but I think that they went in on her a little bit too hard. If you watch the entire episode, they went at it. I thought they was going to fight.
Rumors have been circulating that Halle Bailey is pregnant with rapper DDG's child. Now, the internet claimed to have seen a baby bump when they noticed Halle in the background of DDG's recent blog. Well, Halle seemingly shut the rumors down after posting footage from the video rehearsal for her new single. Now, she's wearing a sports bra and sweats, and there is no baby bump to be found. What do you think about these rumors?
That we still haven't verified the picture with the sports bra on when it was taken. This is very clever by her team. I'm not mad at it.
I don't like people playing in our face, right? The girl is clearly pregnant. She was waddling, and then when she went to put her arm around the girl, the dress draped over the stomach. You could visibly see the bump showing these old. If she wanted to shut something down, all you had to do the next day was be like, child, y'all know y'all need to stop playing. Pregnant where? The biggest concern is not her being pregnant in Disney. The biggest concern is her being pregnant from that loser. And you don't around and let this trap you. Because that's exactly what he did. He struck me as the type that put a baby in her on purpose.
Let's pause right here for a moment because I'm with you when you're right. This is the new grift, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, it's not as new as you think, but I'll discuss that in another video. Point being, this whole thing with charming, broke, dusty men getting with high-income women who have low self-esteem or at the very least low standards. This man, for example, was unemployed and probably semi-homeless when Sherri Shepherd met him, convinced her that he wanted to have a baby even though she was older and already had a son, saying that it's not fair to him to get married to a woman that cannot give him a baby. And do you know, after having to use a donor egg with his sperm, meaning that this baby was not Sherri Shepherd's in any way, shape, form, or fashion, as soon as the child was conceived and he knew that that pregnancy was firm, honey, they started going through all types of problems and divorce. And he was trying to sue Sherri Shepherd for full custody and child support of a baby with which she had no DNA in common. Now, that's the ultimate. I mean, he just took it too far. But this is the con and the hustle, honey. Getting with somebody and trapping them just so that you can have the baby that you want and use that baby as your income. In the spirit of fairness, if in all of this time men have been saying that it's so treacherous when women have been doing this, then you must admit that it is equally as egregious when men do it. Why can we not just get jobs, take care of ourselves, but no matter how you choose to love and how you want the financial part of it set up, we cannot continue to use children as a pawn. This is disgusting.
It's her decision. We can be mad all we want, but who are we to say what we should be?
That's true. That's true.
Like someone can't tell you who should date, or Al or me. That's not. We would be defensive, highly defensive. That's none of your business. I just feel like we got to be real careful with that. You know what I mean? That's her business, and people have miscarriages, and with all the evilness out there, and people be wishing bad on you. I wouldn't tell you either.
Okay, I have a serious question. Who raised y'all? Who raised y'all? Were you all not taught to not hypothesize about whether or not a woman is with child just in case she's not, just in case she's just gained a little weight and now you have made it incredibly awkward? You shouldn't do that. It's just impolite. Besides the fact it's none of your business. And about that, public figures can have private lives, if for no other reason than for medical reasons. I've always been taught that within that first trimester, you're so-called not out of the woods. So you need to wait to announce it. That's a medical thing, because now you've gotten everybody all excited about a baby and they're getting ready to celebrate with you. The child doesn't come and now you have to grieve publicly, and it's just awkward. It makes the process even harder when you could have done it privately. And not only about putting a child's life at risk with all of that extra stress that you're adding onto that woman. Honey, the North still remembers Ray Caruth. Don't ever get it twisted. Just because you might want a baby, it doesn't mean that that man does. And let's just say, perhaps she knew that she was with child, but he didn't. And he determined that he did not want that child. Now y'all gonna all be talking about gone too soon if that man snaps out and decides that he wants to do whatever it takes for him to not have to be bothered or tied down.
You can't, as a talent, bold-faced lie. I'm saying I don't want to support a talent. I don't want to spend my hard-earned money supporting a talent who lies to me. Or who
Have you ever lied to the public about anything?
What is wrong with Claudia? Why was that necessary? Girl, you're treacherous. I can't even. Oh, somebody help him.
Oh,
Somebody. Oh,
he needs some milk.
We all have.
We have a right to be offended. You're not offended when someone bold-faced lies to you
Not
in the
about
public?
something as sensitive as that. Have you ever?
She should have stayed home. What's the appropriate response then?
I just feel like we tend to pick and choose when it's okay to keep things to yourself, and she shouldn't be outed until she wants to tell us herself.
Then she should have stayed home.
No, she should not. She should stay home to appease you. Who are you?
Yeah.
You see men get lashes, heels. Let's not out them because that's wrong.
Oh, girl, you always got a wild hair up your
That don't even make any
That's
sense.
why they be called phobic and transphobic in the comments.
Oh, yes, baby. See, I already did a video on this calling out the double standards, and I couldn't help but notice how it didn't get a lot of feedback in the comments from the girlies. But the truth is still the truth, and the truth is you all feel as though these down low men that's out here getting people sick deserve to be protected at all costs, but somehow a woman and her secrets and her life and her health deserves no type of privacy. Now let me give you this little flashback.
Distancing. So he has been away from her and she's been at home quarantining alone. She posted him on to her Instagram, right? Someone contacted her and let her know that they know this guy. He has a whole family. He is actually married with children.
Right.
So she found this news out, honey, and just like a queen would, she outed him, honey, and went straight to Twitter, and this is what she wrote. The internet is amazing. I've been talking to the mother of his son and fiance all morning. Hashtag plot twist. Brett, what do you think? Do you think that she handled this correctly?
That's not cool to do that, to expose him that way. It's different because he's dealing with a trans woman.
But hold on.
I don't feel for the fact that he was cheating on anybody. Cheating is not cool, period. But that exposing somebody's sexuality without them knowing, that ain't cool.
Now, I love Brad dearly and severely, honey, but this is toxic. And I have to just go ahead and call a thing a thing. This is a double whammy, double standard, because the double standard is both within the community and on the outside of the community. You're literally telling a trans woman that she can't speak her truth on being mistreated and lied to by a man because he's not yet comfortable with his sexuality, as if that's anybody else's problem except for his own. But see, that's not necessarily true, but because I'm about to show you the ways that it will be made Black women's problem, which is exactly why we need to take the time to put our own mask on first. Instead of trying to be out here saving everybody else and excusing everyone else's bad behavior. I'm sorry, but I got to call it fair. My motto is balance equals righteousness. And anything that lacks balance will inevitably lead to chaos. There are way too many channels out here that are either just anti-Black woman or anti-Black man, and all of the infighting, giving all of the negative stereotypes and aspects of each other without making it fair and balanced. And I just don't like that. And these guys that just recently got demonetized is a prime example of that. Look at how, when you make Black women the butt of the joke, how you still get to continue to win. So all people are doing is now going over to their Patreon to support them financially, and they've gained another 100,000 followers in the past 2 days on this same platform. You do know that you have the option to hit follow and subscribe and help amplify my voice for free if you don't want to help and support monetarily, because that is what helps me to get noticed by, the different brand deals and things of that nature so that I can help myself. But as a person who does not harm anyone, I don't like these harmful channels and harmful ideologies, because let me give you some very real examples of how that ends up getting Black women hurt. Prime example, Mrs. Lofton here found out that her husband, let's just say preferred other husbands, through one of these websites or Facebook groups like Girl, Is This Your Man? And Whose Husband Is This? And well, in order to keep her from divorcing him or divulging his secret, he silenced her permanently. And so now, if you are so inclined, you can go and donate to the GoFundMe for her children who are now motherless. So getting back to Al and the like, I mean, you have these situations where these men who know what they actually like and know what they actually prefer will go after these women who have a lot going on for themselves, oftentimes way more than them, in order to try to secure the bag or secure some sort of notoriety. And I don't understand why we're not a bit more outraged about this. So whereas Claudia's comment was shady, where's the lie? This type stuff is dangerous. You have a duty to yourself to honor and love and respect yourself, regardless of what public opinion is or what societal norms are, to follow your own bliss. But when you internalize that toxicity, look at how other people get hurt. And can we talk about the fact that we even need Facebook groups and websites like that is to counteract websites like Ashley Madison, which are literally designed for married people who want to cheat. I mean, it's a shame that people lie so much that we have to form a social media underground railroad just to find out if the person that you're with is actually with you. Because what can end up happening if you're messing with somebody who's already married or trying to run any other grift is you can get hit with one of these alienation of affection type things, depending on what state you live in. Because in about 7 states in America, you can still sue the person that your spouse is cheating with for cheating with them. Now, this is a prime example of holding somebody outside of your marriage more accountable than the person who you said vows with. And this man was able to do that to the tune of $8 million. This is a grift. I don't care what you say. Just like the situation that happened with Nene and her new boo. So he says he and his wife had been kind of estranged or living apart or separated for years, but that didn't stop her from trying to take Nene to court as soon as she looked on TV and saw that her estranged husband was with somebody who had a lot of money or assets, or so you thought. See, but this thing that happened with Nene and her boo, y'all have to remember who went through this before her, and that was Fantasia. And I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, daughter, there's nothing that you can do to make me think that that man's wife was not in on the grift to try to take Fantasia's coins away from her. But see, while you all were thinking that it would just cost her a few coins, not only did it cost her her career for a period of time, it almost cost her her life. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? See, sometimes you got to pull the receipts and you have to make people remember the cost of playing with somebody's heart and making them think that you're more into them than what you really are. See, just like I showed you Terry McMillan earlier, she was trying to get her groove back. What was that gay husband trying to do? See, it's a lot of people that's going to end up with the owl face on, and Kiki going to be one of them. So I don't even understand how Kiki didn't see this man coming, except for the fact it's hard to see somebody coming when you're the one that's chasing him. Same thing with Jennifer Hudson. She saw that man on TV and thought how fine he was, and she wanted to make first contact with him. It was the same situation with Kenya. And now This man is trying to go after her kid and her house. A house that she had paid in full before she even met this man or knew that he existed. Another thing right out of the Kendu handbook. I don't even understand how what Kendu did to Mary and what Kelvin did to Wendy. I don't even understand how these things are legal. It just seems like if the man's infidelity was the cause for the marriage ending, then you shouldn't have to pay him anything, much less support his mistresses, his kids that he had before you or outside of you, and his parents. That's a bit much. How does the court system how are they even allowed to get away with this? But this is all the more reason, black women, and I'm going to end with this, black women and men, before this video, I'm talking to the black women. This is why you need to protect yourself at all times, baby. Protect your life, because as you can clearly see, nobody else is.